Hello, I'm Rick Lay. I just had the opportunity to speak at the European Film Market in Berlin. My talk was on the adaptation process between novels and film. I was invited by the Swiss firm Largo, which provides detailed analysis of film projects for audience appeal and financial potential. Apparently, my features and limited series score high in both regards. During my talk, I primarily discussed my screenplay, A Twist of Fate, which we're hoping to make this year. The sequel, A Twist of Fate 2, is already scripted and ready to go. I also have two premium limited series, Gimpy and Dr. B, which is based on my novel series, and HR, the concept of which came from a friend of mine, Craig Germain, an Emmy Award-winning executive producer and showrunner for the NFL's Good Morning Football show. Another feature of mine, The Crossroads of Love, also has franchise potential as the first of 4 novels in the Crossroads series that has been adapted into a screenplay. However, it could easily be converted into a multi-year limited series. Now, let me give you a taste of the kind of analysis we get from the Largo system. In my talk at the European Film Market, I concentrated on my feature film, A Twist of Fate, as it's well into development. While our current budget is around $2 million, it's important to think about scale. Of course, for that budget, we'll never get Glenn Powell. But we're still hopeful about getting Britt Robertson for the lead female role, as I wrote the character with her in mind. As you'll see, the film has a terrific gender distribution, appealing nearly equally to men and women, and a great age distribution as well. That's because the story is a suspenseful thriller wrapped in a second-chance romance. You'll also notice that it shows great movement in terms of excitement as the story builds, and a terrific score of 7 out of 10 in emotional intensity. Now, let's look at a premium limited series that would go direct to streaming. Gimpy and Dr. B is a heartfelt sports, medical, comedy drama. It has a strong age and gender distribution, peaking among young adults. Largo looks at each series by projecting peak month viewership and the first year fair value in terms of dollars for the streaming service that carries the show. Most importantly, Largo gets data directly from Netflix, Amazon, and HBO to make these important projections. As you can see, the 10 episodes of Season 1 of Gimpy and Dr. B would yield nearly 80 million viewers on Netflix, 63 million on Amazon, and slightly fewer on HBO, as HBO isn't carried in many foreign countries. As you'll also see, Gimpy and Dr. B compare very favorably to the hit series Ted Lasso, as Gimpy has an 8 out of 10 in emotional tone, while Ted Lasso has a 3, and Gimpy scores 2 points higher in emotional intensity. That is exactly what streamers are looking for in terms of getting viewers to binge watch each episode and watch season after season. Gimpy and Dr. B is fully scripted for Season 1, and Season 2 is in development. The next film project I'll discuss is The Crossroads of Love. It is a rom-com about second chances in later life. Here, I'd really like to talk about scale. This is a contained film that can easily be made for well less than $1 million, with principal filming in less than 15 days. While a rom-com, it will also appeal to men and skew to a slightly older audience. However, if we take this story and scale it up to a $12 to $15 million budget, mostly going to casting George Clooney and Diane Lane, both perfect for the roles, the gross revenue would be north of $300 million and would yield a nearly 400% return on investment. You'll see that the emotional tone is a 6 and the emotional intensity is an 8, keeping the audience engaged. As I mentioned earlier, The Crossroads of Love is scripted as a feature film and is adapted from the first of 4 novels in my Crossroads series. The others are The Crossroads of Fame, The Crossroads of Redemption, and The Crossroads of Legacy. This will be a strong franchise as individual feature films or converted into a multi-season limited series. Last but certainly not least, we have another premium limited series called HR. This is a workplace rom-com, and the tagline is, "When sports talk meets corporate rules, chaos ensues." It's a cross between The Office and Aaron Sorkin's Sports Night. This show is a little different because the idea for HR didn't come from one of my novels, but from a good friend of mine, Craig Germain. Craig won an Emmy Award when he was the executive producer and showrunner for the NFL Network's Good Morning Football. He knows all about sports talk, navigating the corporate landmines, and dealing with big egos in the human relations department. While the show skews towards men, the age distribution is terrific, with strong reach for ages 13 to 45, with the sweet spot being ages 18 to 30. We believe the show will also attract women because the lead female, Veronica, is the non-nonsense human relations manager tasked with keeping the two new uncontrollable talk show hosts in line with the corporate standards. The trouble is, she's falling for one of the guys in a slow burn, will they or won't they romance, which is against every rule in the book. With Craig's input, we've sketched out the 10 episodes for Season 1, and the first few are fully scripted. We know you'll enjoy the show as much as we'll enjoy making it. I have a number of other film projects in the pipeline, and more details on the ones I've already described are below. It was an honor to be invited to speak at the European Film Market, where I met many great people, had a nice chat with David Kaplan, one of the producers of the film that just won Best Picture at Sundance, and others who are trying to navigate this crazy industry. If you'd like more information on any of my franchise-ready projects, please contact me at rick@richardpley.com. I'd love to continue our conversation.